Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Yesterday, William Samoei Arap Ruto, the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya, engineered a successful coup at Jubilee Party headquarters using his new allies led by Kanini Kega. Kanini Kega and the group stormed Jubilee Party headquarters and took control of the office. The only office they could not access was that of Jeremiah Kioni because it was locked. But they went to the new Jubilee Party headquarters accompanied by contingent of police, and the whole day they were there. Today morning, Kanini Kega and the group reported to Jubilee Party headquarters. But later on, they were forced to go into hiding. Raila Odinga had schemed on how he was going to help his friend Uhuru Kenyatta to recover his party back. So they advised Kioni to go to court to seek for some injunction, which they got. And then Raila Odinga led Jubilee brigades to the new party headquarters. And once Kanini Kega and the group heard that Raila Odinga was headed to Jubilee Party headquarters, accompanied by Jeshi la Baba, Kanini Kega and the group took off. And that's how Jeremiah Kioni and the group finally managed to take control of the party. In this video, I want us to look at why Raila Odinga personally led the group to Jubilee Party headquarters. Before we do that, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us get back to the main issue. And First of all, let us look at why do you think William Ruto is keen on Jubilee Party? Because the truth of the matter is that Jubilee Party was so dear to the heart of William Samoei Arap Ruto. In 2013, William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta contested for the presidency, but William Ruto under URP, Uhuru under TNA. But they formed a coalition, and that coalition was called Jubilee Alliance. Then after the 2013 election, immediately, because William Ruto had projected that he wanted a bigger political party, he wanted to have control over members of parliament, and because by that time Uhuru was TNA, and TNA had control over Mount Kenya MPs, William Ruto really wanted to take control over Mount Kenya MPs. So what he did is that he convinced Uhuru Kenyatta and other partners in Jubilee to merge all those political parties into one Jubilee Party. William Ruto had intended to use Jubilee Party for his campaigns in 2022. As fate would have it, they were able to merge all those political parties. And William Ruto thought that his bid for the presidency, as far as party was concerned, was now sorted. He only needed to go out and campaign. But the handshake happened, and William Ruto found himself without a political party. And he formed his new political party, which is now called the UDA. And UDA whitewashed Jubilee Party as far as politics of this country is concerned. In fact, William Ruto embarrassed Uhuru Kenyatta in the mountain. So for me, I really don't understand why William Ruto would still engineer takeover of Jubilee Party. But I'm thinking that William Ruto is doing this because of these four reasons. Number one, William Ruto is still very angry and bitter with Uhuru Kenyatta, so he's planning to revenge. And the only revenge he can take is by winning back or taking back that party and then dissolving it into his UDA party. Because already almost all members of parliament elected on UDA, almost all of them, elected on Jubilee, are already in Kenya Kwanza. Then he wants to revenge. Once that's done, he also intends to disrupt Azimio. You know, Azimio has embarked on a series of political rallies. But as long as Jubilee is there, as long as Abina Chege, these other guys were there, then it was giving them some kind of national outlook. William Ruto wants to disrupt them so that those rallies are perceived to be ODM. Not only ODM, he wants the rallies to be perceived as Luo rallies and to some extent Kamba rallies. That is ODM and Wiper. And the other thing why he's doing this, why he's keen on taking control of Jubilee, is that William Ruto intends to engineer merger of all political parties forming Kenya Kwanza. By Jubilee joining and entering into a coalition, it means when that time of merging will come, Jubilee Party will easily merge with him, and that's why he's keen on it. And of course, lastly, politics is normally a perceptional game. That is the fact. By getting these members of parliament from Jubilee, by taking control of Jubilee, it shows several things. One of them is that Uhuru Kenyatta is not in control. And that's why in my next video, I'm going to show you why Azimio MPs are not keen on Uhuru Kenyatta joining them. And again, by having these members of parliament, the perception is that William Ruto is winning. Like William Ruto got 9 members of parliament from Azimio, from ODM. Then now he got another, how many? 30 from Jubilee. Perceptionally, that is huge. And of course, William Ruto also intends to take control of parliament. And the only way he can take control of parliament is by having these guys under him so that he can actually control them. But why would Raila Odinga personally, go to Jubilee Party headquarters to face off with Ruto? Because Raila Odinga is the party leader of ODM. Of course, under Azimio, he now fits in. But why would Raila Odinga decide to do this? Number one, I tend to think that Uhuru Kenyatta is still in politics. And Raila Odinga still wants Uhuru Kenyatta in politics. And the only way Uhuru Kenyatta can play politics, in my view, is by having Jubilee Party. If Jubilee Party were to go today, Uhuru Kenyatta's politics would end. I don't know the impact it will have on Raila Odinga. That Uhuru Kenyatta is weak, his party was taken, and that is something which Raila Odinga is trying so hard to shield Uhuru Kenyatta from. So if you ask me, Raila Odinga went to Jubilee Party headquarters to help Uhuru Kenyatta salvage or save his political party. Let us wait and see how the government is going to react. Because if they send the police the other day, there's a chance that tomorrow they'll send police to secure the area and also to facilitate the takeover by the Kanini Kega group. Number two, something also convincing me in my heart that Raila Odinga was actually instructed by Uhuru Kenyatta to go to Jubilee Party headquarters to try and salvage. And the reason for doing that could be several. But I don't think that in an ordinary circumstance, Raila would just go there if Uhuru Kenyatta was not interested. So I think Uhuru Kenyatta just placed a phone call to him, phone call to Kioni, and then the entire Azimio. Because Uhuru Kenyatta still doesn't want to be seen to be part and parcel of politics. Uhuru Kenyatta is still not interested in that. So what they are doing, in my view, is that they're acting under the request and probably the instruction of Uhuru Kenyatta. Number three, these guys, particularly Raila Odinga, went there to see how William Ruto is going to react. The truth of the matter is that they managed to get court order, and they also wanted to check if William Ruto could use the police to try and prevent them from effecting the court order, because William Ruto at one point was very vocal about obeying the court orders. These guys went, they followed the process, went, then they got the court order, then armed with this court order, they went to Jubilee Party headquarters. So if the police were to stop them, they would just flash the court order. If Kanini Kega group and the group were to stop them, they would flash the court order. And then that would make, in my view, their subjects for their next political rally. And probably if you add to the raid at Matiang'i's home, they were going to have a juicy agenda for their political rallies. So for me, I tend to think that they wanted to check the reaction of William Ruto. And number 4, in my view, Raila Odinga is not facing off with William Ruto as far as the control of Jubilee Party is concerned. Remember, William Ruto entered into Jubilee. He took control of Jubilee. He tried ODM. He failed. In fact, William Ruto cannot succeed in ODM because any attempt at that will be met by the wrath of the men in black. I was just seated somewhere and asking myself, can William Ruto engineer a coup in ODM to an extent that the rebel now open an office somewhere? I can tell you the men in black can ruthlessly deal with those people. It can't happen. So Raila is trying to measure himself with Ruto. He wants to take control of Jubilee. Ruto is also keen on Jubilee. Why is Raila keen on taking control of Jubilee? There could be several other reasons which we might not discuss at this particular stage. And number 5, in my view, I think Raila Odinga is now employing his latest brand of politics. And that politics is firebrand. In fact, if you are an ODM supporter or someone who has supported Raila Odinga for a long time, and you are keen on the comments people are making, there are people who now believe that this is the Raila Odinga they know. Let me just see if I could get for you a comment, which I think, let me just, was it Morris, let me just check if it's the guy. Someone made a post here that, okay, it's in Luo, sorry, it's in Luo, but he's saying, Agwas chuny piny kawuono odonjo Jubilee, simply to mean Agwambo today amengia Jubilee, na gear number 4. Then Raila entered Jubilee headquarters with gear number 4. My Agwas Mangeyo, Agwasma 1982. And this is now the Raila we know. Not the Raila of 1982, not the Raila we were seeing in 2017 and the Raila we were seeing in 2022. So majority of people who believe in Raila Odinga actually support the latest brand of politics which Raila Odinga is playing. And I can assure you, for Jubilee, they are safe. But for those in ODM, Raila Odinga is going to play this brand of politics. You know, it's not going to wait for Ruto to mess him up the way Ruto messed Uhuru Kenyatta. And lastly, I also tend to think that what we are witnessing here is about parliamentary leadership. And if Ruto were to take control of Jubilee through the legal process which he was trying to do, then it means they can enter into legal agreement in parliament. And then those legal agreement would mean several things, including affecting the Nairobi leadership, Nairobi County Assembly leadership, and even so many things were going to be affected. So for me, I tend to think that it is because of this parliamentary leadership. That's why Raila Odinga is involving himself in the political war. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you, guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.